Hello, hello.
Hello.
How are you, Micaela?
Fine. How are you, teacher?
Me too, I'm fine. How is everything in Santa Cruz now?
Um, I think all it's okay. The people are preparing for anniversary.
Anniversary of your job, I think.
No, for Santa Cruz,
Ah,
September.
yes, 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 yes. Yeah, it's the anniversary of Santa Cruz. Yes, very soon, right?
Yes.
Yep, of course. Okay. Hello, good evening. How are you? iPhone. I think somebody will connect. Well, let's start today.
Hi,
Nazarena, how are you?
teacher. I am again.
That's good.
Me
That's good.
again. Yeah, I have to practice my English, so I will be here some classes more. So hi again.
Nice to listen to you. That's good.
Thank
Na-
you, teacher.
Great. Where are you now, Nazarena?
Sorry?
Where are you now?
Um I'm in Washington DC now for some
Oh,
months. So I'm trying to practice my English because I need more vocabulary and I have to take the TOEFL. So I said, okay, I want to be again to the classes and practice more because I really need. Like it's virtual, it's very useful for me.
that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, there we
Yeah,
have Micaela also. Now, I think the other students will get connected.
yeah.
So she's from Santa Cruz. We have some students from Tarija and from Cochabamba too.
Oh, perfect, teacher.
That's good, but how about what? How are you dealing with your English there in Washington? Is everything okay? Can you understand easily everything, or you have maybe
Uh,
some problems?
I have some problems understanding some things, but later they repeated me again. Um, I said, okay. Above all, with someone ask me something, it's more difficult. But later, it's like, okay, I understand you. So, but more with questions. The questions are very difficult for me.
Speaking is not very difficult, right? Yeah, especially when they ask you
Understand.
something. I understand something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Of course, we're gonna work on it. We're gonna practice a lot, and that's cool.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, teacher.
Yeah, it's cool. Cool. Nice to hear, to listen about you again. It's been a long time.
Yes.
Um, yeah, just let's. You cannot turn on your camera right now, right? Or you can maybe.
I don't know, but I will try to make in some minutes, please, teacher. I am
No worries, no worries.
okay. Please, thank you, thank you.
Okay, okay, great. Um, well, let's. I'm sorry. Come on, hello, Karen. How are you? Good evening.
Hi, teacher. Good evening. Sorry, it's my brother.
No, no worries, no worries. Okay, let's start. Now today also we have to Nazarena, and she's right now she's gonna practice with us as part of the course of the class also. Yeah, Nazarena, maybe you can introduce yourself for a moment. Nazarena. Okay, Nazarena. She's right now she's in the United States, but in Washington she's having classes with us. And it's great to have yeah, we're gonna practice English. That's why we are here, right? Okay, I think later she's gonna introduce. Let's start with the lessons. Now we're gonna start lesson number 2. I don't know how you did with your last a quiz and homework. I hope everything was okay. Um, by the way, now we're gonna start with the next lesson. Okay. So according to this lesson, the second lesson is, by the way, some um, PowerPoint 8's presentations are in Classroom. Okay, you can check it out. Also, if you want to check out some details of the last class, you can watch the video, and also you can check it out the presentations that we have in our platform. So in Classroom. And right now, let's get started with everything. Let me share, please, my screen. So by the way, right now we have to start with the next lesson, which is a hot lead. The first lesson was related to the strike story, right? And now we will continue with this lesson. Especially, let's start with some grammar, okay? Because I think it's more, yeah, it's important. But this week I'm gonna try to cover everything because otherwise sometimes the time is a problem. But so there's no excuses, okay? So then let's start with my presentation. Hello, good evening. Or somebody is here also. I don't know. Anyway, so let's start. I think is your classmate over here as well. And okay, so then we have Lucia also. Hello, Lucia. Good evening. I hope
Good evening, Professor. Good evening, girls. Thank you so much.
Hello. Okay. So now today we are everybody's here in class, and I hope this week's gonna be great. So let's get started with this the second lesson. And by the way, we're gonna start with a review of this second lesson. But this lesson is gonna be we're gonna remember a bit about some passive voice, active and passive voice. So some sentences related to that. Usually, for example, this is an active sentence. In general, usually we talk in a with active sentences. The carpenter sanded the wood, for example, right? But we can also change that into the passive voice. So what is the difference over here? When we have the wood was sanded by the carpenter. So you can notice here, over here we have the subject is the carpenter, the person, right? The doer. And over here we have somebody does the action, and in the other way, in the other hand, passive voice is usually we're gonna start from the doer is gonna be at the end. Sometimes we don't need who's the person, right? Sometimes it's necessary, sometimes not. It is possible to say only the wood was sanded by the carpenter.
Teacher, sorry, I have a question. What's the meaning of the word sanded?
Lijar in Spanish, right? Because when you sand the wood, is because that paper sheet that is the sand also is called the sand. Okay, sand means arena, right? But also sand means lija because lija is made of sand. And that's why. So the action of sand, right? Lijar. Also, we say that. It's interesting that word, right? In Spanish, it can mean, sorry to use Spanish, but it can mean like something rough, but lija, lijar, and arena, right? It depends. This sand is working also as a verb in this case, and sometimes it's a noun. And yeah, also if we say sanded, can be even to qualify something is an adjective, right? But in this case, just a verb in past. So the meaning are the same, right? The meaning definitely are the same if we compare active or passive sentence. In other words, when we change the active voice to the passive voice, usually is the other way to say the same sentence. Okay, the other way, some just we don't use new words, but we want to say the same. But no worries, little by little we will understand. Okay, for example, usually in active and passive voice we have the subject and the object. If we go back a little bit over here, for example, the subject is the carpenter, right? The object is sanded, or in this case, the wood, sorry. But over here in the active voice, we have the subject is the person, right? And the object is over here in its place. But if we want to change that into passive voice, we change the in this case the object in its first. The object will turn into a subject. So that's why we start with the wood, right? The place of the subject is replaced by the object. But now the object is the wood. Oh, sorry, the subject. And usually, yeah, it's. But as I said, sometimes it is important to mention the doer of the person. Sometimes not. Okay, that's only the difference, by the way. But no worries, we will understand little by little. So this is the difference, right? Over here we have, usually we speak in an active voice almost all the time, right? When we start learning English, you say always subject, right? She is, right? She's an architect, we can say something like that, right? But usually we speak most of the time in active voice. But also we use also passive voice, okay? But the only thing is that it changes, and it's very easy to change that. It's not difficult, but we're gonna practice with that. So, for example, Carol sold the house, and we have the house was sold by Carol. And, and as I said, when we need to mention the doer or the person or who did the action, or who does the action, we have to use by, okay? And sometimes it's not necessary. But in this case, yes, because Carol is a specific, yeah, that's why we are using a name. Otherwise, we can say only she, or in that case, when there are some general things, not a specific on a specific person, we don't use by. Okay, but in this case, yes, because there's a reason why we are using a name. So as you can see, the only thing will be this. We will interchange, as we say in Spanish, juego de palabras. Okay, something like that. We only replace the subject in the other place. The subject in the place of object, or the subject of. We can also write some sentences from passive voice, make it okay. So as I said, object of active. The object of active is here. It will turn into subject of passive, right? This is the object of active voice will turn into subject of passive. This is the subject of passive voice. You got it, right? Okay. So, I don't know if do you have any questions about this? I don't know. You can understand, right? Go ahead, Lucia.
Professor, can we check or do like a short review of in different tenses that how can we use this passive voice, please?
Yeah, that's why we are
For example,
working.
for the perfect tenses, I have more doubts for that.
Yeah, of course, but little by little we're gonna jump on it. Okay, this is a general review, by the way.
Okay.
Yes, but this one you understand, right? This is very basic, by the way. Yeah, because in passive active voice also you will notice that when we have a present tense, we're gonna change it to past. When we have past, we're gonna use past perfect or something. I think you want to check out that, right?
Yeah, please.
Yes. Okay, no worries. So, but for example, over here, yeah, little by little, we're gonna get there. Cars are driven by people, right? Past participle, we're using this past participle. And over here, as you can notice, but everything will be about past participle. This is a passive voice, by the way. The award was given by the boss. And, oh, sorry. The book will be published by Pearson. And over here, these are the passive form of some sentences. And we have, for example, simple present. Oh, for example, people drive cars. This is, this is active voice. Okay. And when we have simple present, we're going to use in this way. Cars are driven by people. So just the thing is that we are changing, as I explained at the beginning, cars cars are the object of the sentence, and we are changing the place only here. And in order to change that, I'm using past participle of the verb. Okay. So, and how about the simple past? Okay, that's the one that I think you want to check out, right, Lucia? Yeah, I guess yes. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So when we have a simple past sentence, for example, this sentence is in simple past. The new job thrilled Tim, right? This is in simple past. And we have to use this. Tim was thrilled. Okay. So the only thing that you have to check out is, for example, in simple present we use are, okay, and in simple past we're gonna use was. So yeah, the team was thrilled by the new job. So far I think it's easy to understand, right? Yeah. If it's past, but don't forget we always use past participle of the verb. Okay. So far, by the way, also this presentation is in our classroom. Anyway, let's continue. Let's move on to present progressive. How do we change when we have a sentence in the present progressive into passive voice? The boys are eating the cookies, and we have here the cookies are being eaten by the boys. Okay, so we are using ing here, and instead of this ing, we're going to use being, but always we are using past participle of the verb, right? Not in the present progressive, but in the, sorry, not in the active. In the passive voice, I'm using eaten, past participle of the verb. So that's that's how we use. Okay, don't forget if we check out a little bit back, right? Present, we're gonna use verb be basically. It depends also how is the sentence, right? But over here, simple past was past participle. For present progressive, we're gonna use are being. It can be past progressive also, was being eaten. It's gonna be like that, okay? Yes, this over here. Past progressive sentences in active voice. Jamal was washing the dishes. So for this, we're gonna use the dishes were being washed by Jamal, right? Of course, we're gonna change the object of the sentence. It's gonna be the subject of the sentence for passive voice. And if it's present progressive, we're gonna use being. And also, as always, past participle of the verb. Okay, don't forget about that. I think you got it. So far is easy to understand. I hope so. And let's check it out. What about the present perfect? Okay, present perfect. Present perfect is have or has, right? Subject plus has or have plus past participle. That's the basic structure of present perfect. And over here, the same. You have to, Al is a name, right? Al has printed the photo. The photo has been printed by Al. So present perfect, we're gonna use has been. In this case, been, not like this one, being, right, with ing. No, we're gonna use been, past participle of verb be, because basically, as you can notice from the beginning, we are always using verb to be. In the simple present, we are using are. We use are. In the simple past, we use past form of verb be plus past participle of the verb, and a present progressive present, right? That's why we're using the present of verb be plus, in this case, well, being. That's just a kind of auxiliary plus participle, and the same happens in past progressive. But over here, we're gonna use, as this is present perfect, we're gonna use the auxiliary been in this case, but is also part of verb be, right? The photo has been printed by all. So, okay, so far I think yes, but we're gonna practice. No worries, we're gonna practice. Okay, and let's move on to future. How about future? In future tenses, Talia will make the announcement, right? This is future tense, as any ordinary sentence, as you can say, um, I will do my homework, right? Something like that, because just future sentence, any ordinary, just a future sentence with will. But we're gonna use, as always, verb be, but in this case, also we change, right? The announcement will be made by Talia. So we replace the object of the active sentence. It'll be the subject of the passive sentence as always. And but in the future, the only thing that we're going to include is will be made. Of course, as always, we use the past participle of the verb, right? Okay. So far, I don't know if you have any questions. Maybe Miss Micaela, Lucia, Karen.
Teacher, in the part of the passive voice, when we have the verb, for example, in this case with future, we have will make, and then we have will be made.
Mhm.
The verb make, we, for example, in the with the irregular verbs, we need to use the second or the third form of the irregular verb.
The always the third form, as you said, past participle, right?
Ah, okay.
Yes, always. Uh, for example, this is irregular, right? Make, made, made. Even if we change, for example, Talia will go, we can say, right? Talia will go. I don't know. Talia will go to the university. Let's say that. It's gonna be like the. I know it's no. This is gonna be a bit difficult. I don't know. Like we go with another one with for example. Let's say I don't know if the sentence is okay, but Talia will do the announcement, for example, right? And in that case, we're gonna say the announcement will be done by Talia. Okay. But if we use regular verbs, the same. For example, if we say work, for example, um, Talia will work in Coca-Cola, right? I don't know, the Coca-Cola company. The Coca-Cola company will be no. It's not possible to do that. It depends, okay? It depends on the sentence. But in this case, it doesn't matter which verb is. The thing is that we're gonna use past participle of the verb. But no worries, we're gonna practice with some sentences. Okay. Now let's practice.
Professor, I have another question.
Sure.
For the present perfect continuous, which is the form?
The present perfect.
Continuous.
Yeah, we can say, for example, all has printed the photo, right? Or all has present perfect continuous has been printing, right? All has been printing the photo. We can say the photo has been the same, but we're gonna use something like this. Has been printed or has been printing. No, has been printed the photo. We're gonna use something like that. It is quite similar, but usually we are not gonna use it's not very common to use present perfect continuous into the past, or sorry, into the passive voice. It's not very common, but of course we can do it. It can be like all has been printing, can be right. The past part. You said the present perfect continuous, right? All has been printing the photo. The
In that case, we are not gonna use like the participle form for the main verb, right?
yeah, it's not necessary to use. It's like weird. It's not very common, as I said. It is possible grammatically, but in a real conversation, I'm not sure if people use that form. Okay. Yeah, we can use the same, I think, right? The photo has been, yeah, has been printed.
Printing.
Yeah, has been printing. Now we can say the photo has, yeah, been printed. But no, it's yeah, printing. Yes, in that case, we're gonna use the same. Yeah, but that use is not gonna be very common in real conversation. Yes, because in conversations, even this one is not very common in everyday conversation. The photo has been printed by all. Yeah, we're gonna use probably until this one, right? The progressive form. Uh, the the other example is more like present progressive. It's more similar, and in that case, maybe it's not necessary to use that form. Okay, the future, the present perfect continuous form. I'm sorry, it has been stopped. I will open one more time. Yeah, we were about to practice with some examples. Okay, I'm sorry, my PowerPoint is a little bit slow. But anyway, I already have opened this, and let's continue working, please. Okay, but no worries, we're gonna keep practicing that. Okay, there we go. So let's practice this. This is what tense do you think is this? The active voice.
Simple past.
Simple past, right? The squirrel, no, it's not simple. Ah, yeah, simple. Gathered the nuts. Gather, right? Okay. Juntar. What about the passive sentence?
The nuts were gathered by the squirrel.
Okay. The nuts was, where, right? The nuts were gathered.
Squirrel.
Yes. Oh, sorry, the plural. Yes, the nuts were gathered
By the
by
squirrel.
the squirrel. Yes, the nuts were gathered by the squirrel. Very good. So far it's easy, right? Because it's simple past. And how about this? Now we're gonna change from passive to active.
Matthew painted the wall.
Okay. Yes, This is simple past, right? Matthew painted the wall. Very good. Okay, you have good practice in active and passive voice. Let's continue. Okay, this is future. Michaela, maybe.
The election results will be determined by the voters.
Will be that determined by the voters. Yes, the election results will be determined by the voters. Very good. Okay, and future is also easy. We only add B, right? Let's continue with the next one. Okay, so far we have this, but no worries, we're gonna keep practicing with that. And let's check it out. We have more things to practice or to check out the this kind of voice. Well, we have transitive and intransitive verbs. Okay, for example, Erica sneezed, right? When we are about to have some cold, we can sneeze, right? Estornudar. Okay, but this is also interesting. When we have transitive verbs, Janet earned the promotion. They saw the accident. Transitive verbs always will have will be together with the object, but intransitive not necessarily. A problem occurred, and that's it. Okay. They arrived late. Okay, this is subject plus verb, and that's it. Transitive verb plus object. Okay. Verb, of course, we have the subject. That's just maybe not necessary to mention, but verb plus object. Intransitive verb, then it's not necessary to use the object. Okay. Because we don't say they arrived late. No, then it's not necessary, right? They arrived. They arrived late, that's it. Or a problem, even a problem was solved, but just that.
But Professor, sorry, but for example, for intransitive, a problem in that case is not an object also?
Yeah, can be, but right now it's working as a subject because it's in the place of the subject, right? And in this sentence, in this specific sentence, in this very specific sentence, a problem is in the place of the subject, right? So that's why it's like think this is it occurred, right? Something like that.
But in that case,
As
it's
you
not
said, they saw, right? They saw the accident. Over here, it occurred. It's like they. It's something similar.
I can understand that part, Professor. So I'm
Yeah,
so
of course.
confused.
If we change this, it can a problem can be an object, right? But this at this moment in this sentence, this a problem. It's not working as a subject. It's sorry, it's not working as an object. Okay, it is just like this one, like they. Instead of a problem, we can say it, right? Because it's a thing, and a problem occurred, or it occurred, and something like that. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, but little bit there are more examples. No worries. So, in transitive verbs, for example, as we said, transitive verbs usually are accompanied with the object, verb plus the object, right? So here we have Janet, subject, of course. So the subject must be there. Yes or yes, right? Janet earned the promotion. This is the promotion is the object, right? So then we have the promotion was earned by Janet, right? In this case, the promotion is the object and it's in the place of the transitive verb. So we said transitive verbs will be always with the object, right? But in this case, we only have changed. But how about this? The
And
verb,
sorry, Professor, and
yes,
in the case of the sentence, the promotion was earned by Janet. By Janet is now the object in that sentence.
yes.
Ah,
No, no,
okay.
no, no, no.
Because
By
the
Janet,
promotion turns into the subject, right?
yeah. Yeah, of course, Janet now is the object, right? It's in the place of the object. The
Okay.
promotion was earned by Janet. As I said, in the passive sentences, sometimes it's not necessary to use uh, the doer, the person by, right? We also can say the promotion was earned.
Mhm.
But anyway, let's continue with this one. For example, birds fly. Passive over here, how can you say if we don't have the object? It's not possible, right?
Yeah.
How can you say, or flies are performed by no birds? But if I say performed over here, I cannot include a different verb, right? So yeah, it's not possible. Just in this case, I cannot say birds are fly because maybe fly I can understand like little insects, right? I don't know. People can understand like that. Los pájaros son mosca, no, right? Or los pájaros son vuelo, no, come on, right? So something like that, even in Spanish, it doesn't work. Okay, but hopefully we everything is has been understood. Transitive or intransitive? What do you think is this sentence? Before you answer, remember, transitive verbs are always accompanied with the object. Intransitive, no, right? They are late. So consider that. And what do you think is this one? It rained yesterday. This is only time maker.
Could be transitive.
You said transitive or intransitive?
Transitive.
Mm,
Intransitive because we don't have the object because this is like a complement. For example, look at this one. They
Um,
arrived late, right? This late doesn't mean it's an object. Late is just
a complement.
yeah, it's a complement. It's like in how can you say this one? Subject, no, not subject. Something that modifies but doesn't modify. It's just like as you said, a complement. Okay, not it doesn't change nothing. That's why the time makers over here it won't change the sentence, and that's why it rained yesterday. So that is intransitive sentence because we don't have an object, right, in this sentence. So let's move on to this one.
This is transitive, I think.
Okay. Eva won a medal, right? What is the object? A medal. Yes. And as transitives can be changed into passive, how do you think we can change that into a or convert, make it a passive sentence?
Uh, a medal was won by Eva.
Yes, a medal was won by Eva. Usually we say Eva, right? It's interesting in English, but it's a proper name. Let's say Eva, right?
Professor, so just another question. for transitive and intransitive, in both cases, both could be or in the passive or in the active voice, right?
Yeah, yeah, but usually intransitives, it depends. It depends on the sentence, but the sentence usually when we have in past participle, present perfect, it's usually transitive verbs with transitive verbs. Okay, let's check it out. This one, Tim Berners Tim Berners-Lee is a name, by the way, invented the World Wide Web, WWW. Is that transitive or intransitive verb? What do you say?
Transitive.
Transitive.
Transitive. Okay, because the object, what is the object? WWW, right?
Mhm.
The World Wide Web. And how do you think we can change this active voice into passive voice?
Teacher, we use the World Wide Web like
An object as a
yes,
subject in this
but
case.
we use with well, in this case it's in past sentence, but we use like a plural or singular.
As a singular,
Okay.
but used with together with they.
Yeah, okay. The World Wide Web was invented by Tim Berners-Lee.
Tim Berners-Lee, right? Very good. When we have they, usually we consider like in this case like a singular, right? Because it's only only thing. World Wide Web is just one. We don't. It's not two. But those are just one. This is one, right? It's in general. Okay. So very good, Karen. Was great. Okay, but by the way, this presentation is like this. Is interactive. If you want to check out more later, you can also do it. Okay, but probably we won't have this transitive or intransitives in our exercises of the platform. But anyway, it's okay for practice. And of course, we're gonna have this one by phrase. When do we use it? When we don't use it. This painting was done by my mother. Okay. In this sentence, I wanna maybe I wanna mention my mother. Okay. But if I can use something general, I don't know, this painting was done by someone. In that case, I don't need to use by because someone is, who knows, it's not a specific person, it's not a specific, something specific, it's unknown. So in that case, I can say this painting was done. Or maybe I can use a different complement, right? This painting was done in China or something, but I don't need to use if I have someone, if I don't know who's the person, it's not important in some cases, the person, I don't necessarily use, right? I don't need to use the by because it's not important. So if I mention a name, necessarily I'm going to use by, I'm going to include by. This desk was made by Manuel. By phrase, important information.
Teacher, sorry to
Yes.
interrupt you. And the other slide, the other example, if this is a passive voice, right?
Yes,
And
passive voice.
see if we want to use like an active voice, in this case,
My mother
is my mother
painted. No, my mother painted.
Okay.
Ah,
If I need to use, for example, if in the passive voice I have the verb don't, done, and the active voice, I need to use did, right? Or I need to use done.
No, remember, we have to use this past participle of the verb, right? In the passive sentences.
Okay.
In this case, what do you think is the original active for this sentence? How do you think is?
My mother did.
Yes, this painting, right? Or my mother painted this.
Okay.
Yeah, but okay, let's continue. I hope I answered your question. Look at this. This desk was made by Manuel. As I said, by only for important information. Manuel is important because I mentioned a specific name. I said that if we have someone, or only if I say this desk was made by him, in that case, I don't need to include that. If I say someone painted or something like that. For example, this desk was made in Taiwan. Right over here. And I don't need to use by. Corn is eaten in many places because I don't need to mention who eats, right? That apartment was built in 2007. So the same here. Yeah, it's not important who was the painter of the apartment, or who has painted the apartment. It's not important, and that's why I don't include. Even this is in a passive voice, right? All of these sentences, right? But just think about this first example. How do you think we can change into active voice?
Mhm.
Maybe we don't know, right? Maybe it can be like someone painted this desk in Taiwan, right?
Teacher, but if sorry, let's see.
No,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
go ahead.
For example, in the three examples, we can add by, for example, this was made in Taiwan by
Mhm.
Anna.
Yes, yes.
We can add like I don't know, like a complement, but like more information for the
Yeah, we
sentence.
cannot add, right? That's why we don't know exactly how can be this in active voice.
Right, but if we know the information, we can add,
Of course, we can add. We can say Anna painted
in this case, this sentence will be active or passive voice.
passive because verb be plus past participle.
Right, but if I add the information at the end, like for example, this sentence it's okay, it's correct. But if I want to add more information, I add by someone else.
Yeah,
Right.
it's still passive voice.
But I don't change the sentence.
Yeah, no, not necessarily. This desk was made in Taiwan by Jorge. Yes, something like that.
Okay.
Yes, or corn is eaten in many places by kids. If I want to mention kids is important in my opinion, and I can say by kids. Or that apartment was built in 2007 by I don't know, by Jose, something like that, by a, a construction company. I don't know, just a name or something like that. It's possible, but the sentence will be the same. It won't change. Okay, so usually no by phrase in this case, because when the doer or the performer is not important to mention in this context, of course I'm not going to use it. If I consider yes, Look at this. My mother is a great artist. She painted many beautiful portraits, right? In this case, I'm using she. My mother is the focus word. Oh, sorry. Over here, in active voice, my mother is a great artist. I don't know if you can see this one. Just a moment, please. I will do something. I'm gonna change the color. Okay. Just a moment, please. Give me some seconds. I will change this because it's not possible to see. Okay. There we go. Let me share this again. Can you see my slide?
Yes.
Okay. So, in passive voice, active, my mother is a great artist. This painting was done by my mother. That one was done by her friend. By phrase, focus on, okay, focus on my mother in this case, right? Active. And over here, in passive, by phrase, focus on the subjects. This painting was done by my mother. I'm focusing, the focus word is my mother. But in this case, it's a different sentence, by the way. But let's check this about Shakespeare.
Professor, sorry to ask, but in that case, just the by is for. It depends on the context, right? If it has some relevance in the context or
Yeah,
no, right?
yeah. For example, if you say, let's say, the burglar was caught by the police, right? The police is general. I don't have a specific name, and in that case, maybe it depends on the context, as you say. Sometimes I'm not gonna mention the police. Maybe I can say the burglars were arrested or the burglars was cuffed, and that's it, right? If I say a name, the blood, sorry, the burglar was arrested by Colonel, I don't know, a name, right? So in that case, I can say, of course, I need to use by. Otherwise, no. Sometimes not really. It depends on the context, especially. I think that's gonna be very common, right? Especially in some reports. I don't know, in a very formal language. But look at this. Shakespeare wrote Hamlet. Passive Hamlet, right, was written by Shakespeare. Uh, because it's important to say such who wrote, right? If I say Hamlet was written, it's an incomplete information, right? I can say like that. It's not a complete information. Maybe you can say, maybe he want or she wanted to say Hamlet was written in, I don't know, in 19 the year, but in this case, it is important to mention who did the action. Look at this. How do you think is the passive for this?
Mm. The computers are used by many students, or it could be the computers I use it.
This is simple present, right?
Uh-huh.
Computers are used by many students, right? Yes, it's okay. Are.
Uh-huh.
We only change. This is easy. Okay, it was good. How about this one? Do you know, guys, how to knit? No, but let's do the passive. Do you think it's a bit tricky? Or maybe it doesn't exist a passive voice? What do you think? Yeah, in this case, I was taught to knit by Tina, right?
But
Uh,
Professor, in that case, we don't use the
an
verb.
extra information, maybe.
Yeah, the verb is here is in past, right?
Yeah, Tina taught me because me, I'm using this instead of me, I'm using I, right?
Yes.
And teacher, we can use, I don't know, the extra information. For example, how to knit,
Mm,
or
no,
only, or it depends.
no, it depends. Over here, if, for example, Tina taught me how to knit. I don't add any extra information here, right? Because if I use me, I'm using I. I was taught to knit by Tina. Yeah, maybe we can some little changes, but it's still the same. The idea is also not to change the information. The original information must be only expressed in a different way. The idea is not to change completely the information. I cannot add, I don't know, for example, I was taught to knit by Tina in September. No, September there's not here, right? That's the idea. Try to maintain the same information, but only from a different context, in a passive, from the passive voice. Only that.
Okay,
But
teacher.
yeah, but it's also a matter of practice. Okay. Yeah, we have more and more. Let's check it out. I think it's a bit, it's a very complete presentation. But anyway, Lynn will email you. Okay, this is in future, right? Passive modal auxiliaries. Active modal auxiliaries, Lynn will send it. Passive will be sent, right? This is just active voice, passive voice, right? Lynn will send it. It will be sent it because it is in the place of subject now, right? This it is object. I can say Lynn will send a letter. A letter will be sent by Lynn. Okay, just one auxiliary. And the same will happen here with can, right? But it doesn't matter. This instead of this will, you can use any modal verb like would, could, might, sorry, might, may, any of the. It depends also in the sentence, right? Like must send it. It must be sent by Lynn. If you want, you can include all the modal verbs because it's going to be the same structure as will. In other words, modal plus be plus past participle is going to be the passive form, right? Modal plus be plus past participle. It's exactly the same as we were practicing with will, future. Okay. Any questions until this point? Okay, let's work with modals. Active voice. Someone must mow the grass today. Cegar, podar, mow. How do you think it is the passive modal or passive form of this sentence? Do you remember the original structure? Modal plus be plus past participle.
Teacher, the verb move is irregular or regular verb?
Regular. Move,
And
moved.
ed?
Yes, ed.
Oh, okay. So maybe these grass must be moved by someone.
Yes, but in this case, someone, as I said, is not important, right? It's not a specific
Ah,
name. And that's why we use only this grass must be moved today. If you want to include by someone, it's not incorrect, is okay, but not necessary, right? Because someone is not, it's just it's not a specific person. We don't know. It's not important. So in this case, we don't need to use. Okay, let's look at this one. You shouldn't feed candy to babies. We can be cruel giving babies, chocolate or like candies. Babies, modal plus be plus past participle. How do you think is Lucia?
Babies shouldn't be fed
Fed, yes.
candy.
Okay. Babies shouldn't be fed candy. That's very good. Okay.
teacher,
Feed.
and we can use, like, for example, we can add with candy.
No, because as I said, usually we have to try to maintain the same information as much as possible.
Okay.
Yes. If we could have, you shouldn't feed. Maybe you shouldn't be. I know you shouldn't feed. Mm, candy to be. You shouldn't feed. Yeah, no, it's not possible, right? But yeah, but as I said, try not to include any other information, and that's it. What about this one? People cannot control hurricanes.
Hurricanes cannot be controlled by people.
Yes, hurricanes cannot be controlled, right?
Ah,
People is also general. Yeah, but it's okay if you said hurricanes cannot be controlled by people. Yeah, but as people is too general, not is not necessary, of course. Okay. Now, using past participles and adjectives, non-progressive passive. Okay, let's continue with this. Lily is pleased with her life. In other words, Lily is happy with her life, right? Pleased. Using past participle over here, Lily, be plus adjective. Lily is brave. Lily is short, right? Be plus adjective. Past participle, Lily is divorced. Lily is excited. Lily is pleased, right? So past participles and adjectives are non-progressive passive, right? In this case, just like that. Like an adjective. Like an adjective, this one, right? Divorced, excited, pleased.
But professor, in that case, yeah, it's not passive voice, right? It's
Yeah,
just adjectives
yeah, adjectives working as a,
with the past participle form.
yeah, yes, but that past participle is working as adjectives, right? Like Lily está divorciada, right? Something like that. Or está emocionada. Okay. But also, in this case, we can add some extra information, but from Jack or with, right? Lily was happy with her career. In speaking, we use that. Some articles, in this case, oh, sorry, prepositions, right? It depends on what kind of sentence, but we can use particular prepositions, right? The prepositions to, for, I don't know, with. Lily is divorced from Jack, right? Lily will be excited for. What voice do you think is this one? Active, passive? If we use will be, past participle. Or it's not important to know if it's active or passive. This particular example, Lily will be excited for the trip. Do you think it's active or passive voice?
In my opinion, is active because yeah, we have a clear subject and yeah,
Yeah,
it is a kind of tricky also because the part is not clear, but you can interpret as an active, I think, or which is the correct answer.
yeah, but look at the example. Will be, will plus be plus past participle. It can be like okay, how can I say the let's I don't know I don't know what is that. There were some examples. Oh no, I went too far. Yeah, in the future, right? The future tense of passive voice.
Because that excited is not like the participle as a verb. That
Uh-huh.
excited is an adjective in that
Yeah,
sense.
it's working as an adjective. Yeah, definitely. Like this one, it will be sent by Lynn, right? Like this. Uh, Modal plus be plus past participle, but it's not working as a past part. In this case, it's working as adjective, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. But maybe we can say it's a kind of passive voice. But anyway, how about this one?
Jenny is married with Grant.
Yes. No, too grand, right? Oh, sorry. We can also use with because this preposition, but much better to say to. If you want, you can also say with. This to is a preposition, right? But much better to say to in this case. Jenny is married to Grant. How about this one? Happy. Remember, we have to use this adjective plus preposition like this. Sorry, past participle plus particular preposition plus object. How about this one?
Could be is happy with her new laptop.
Maybe Alma is happy for her new laptop.
Yeah, Alma is happy with her. Yeah, if you want, also you can add for. It depends on the context, right? But for is usually to use for the other person, probably, right? But this is just with.
Yeah, Professor, in what cases we can use
For.
yeah, but
I
yeah.
can say, I am happy for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm talking about a person.
Mm-hmm.
But in
Uh,
the first example, says she was happy for the trip.
yes, Yeah, as I said, it's possible to use any. Yeah, I think for her, no, with her life, right? But there was, as you I remember also that example. Ah, yes, this one, right? Excited for the trip. It depends. You can use any particular preposition. It depends on the context.
In what cases is the proper use of with or with for?
As I said, it depends on the context. For example, she's with her laptop at this moment, right? Uh, Imagine maybe she didn't receive, she didn't even get, she's not touching, she's not close to her laptop. In this case, we can use probably, let's say, she already knows that she's gonna get a gift, and it's a laptop, right? And she can say Alma is happy with for her new laptop. She didn't get. I don't know if you could understand that one.
And Professor, there's no any
No, no, there's no rules.
with
No
object
rules.
pronouns that are related with object pronouns or something?
Object pronouns with prepositions, not really.
Okay.
Yeah, not really. That's why it says any particular particular object, depending on the context. How about this one? Young. AB is 17.
He seems young at his age.
To his age, right? Oh, for his age also. He seems young for his age. Yeah, it's much better to say for his age, not to his age. Parece, se ve joven para su edad, right? Even in Spanish words like that. Okay, then we have the other part. This is gonna be the last one. Emma makes pottery. We still have time. Sometimes I used to forget the time. Emma makes pottery. Pottery is, clay making, right? Some technical stuff. Emma makes pottery. It's like a job in this case. I am interested in making pottery. Participial adjectives. Ed versus ing. Okay. Emma makes. I'm interested in making. Okay. I am interested in pottery. For example, much better to say pottery is interesting, right? I am interested. No, we cannot say I am interesting in pottery. I don't know. That sounds like very not funny, but I am interesting in pottery. Nothing to see with this, if I want to say, right? If I, yeah, because we have to understand something. Interested, we're gonna use for a person, ed. For a thing, for an object, usually we're gonna use ing, right? In other words, para una persona, ed. Para un objeto, ing. Para una actividad, right? I am interested in pottery. I show interest on it. Pottery is interesting. We can say an activity, dancing is interesting. Singing is in, or whatever. An activity like fighting is, no, not fighting. MMA, you can say. I don't know, sorry. But any example. So past participle, usually we use in feelings, with feelings, right? Present participle, cause of feeling. So feelings, right? How people feels, especially it's related. That's why I said that it is related with people, with a person, but the other one with something. But causal feeling, okay. I used to explain in that way, not, but of course it depends in the context. But Ben was thrilled with the promotion. Ben feels thrilled, right, with the promotion. That's why I use ed because it's the feelings in this case, not the cause of the feeling. And if I start from the promotion, of course, that's going to be the cause of the feeling. The promotion was, oh, sorry, not thrilling, right? But it's the cause of the feeling. The promotion was thrilling. I'm not talking about the person. I'm talking about the thing, the object. A past participle, passive meaning. Present participle, cause of feeling, right? Okay, over here we have, I heard some disappointing news. Jill read the shortened version of the book. Okay, over here, participle adjectives like nouns. Okay, this is gonna be more easy, I think. What about this one? Gail and Dwin, I think it's like that. Jean's news must be, remember, cause of feeling and the feeling properly.
Surprising.
Yes. Gail looks very
Surprised.
surprised. As I said, if we talk about the person's feeling, I'm gonna use ed, right? If I talk about about something, not a person, about a person, I'm gonna use ing. Yeah.
But in that case,
Yes. Sorry. Go
no,
ahead.
no, was something from me. Yeah, yeah. It makes clear.
What about this? The Chinese Great Wall. Maybe Michaela, please wake up. Are you there?
The Great Wall is amazing. Most people are truly amazed when they first see it.
Yes. It's easy, right? Yeah. How about this? Oh, I love this animal. Do you like spiders? I don't know. I used to play when I was a kid with the spiders. I was kind of crazy boy. How about this, Karen? Or sorry, Lucia, or whoever.
Some bugs are scary. This is probably there is 30, 35.
Terrifying. And the next one?
I wonder if it is terrified of anything.
Yes. I wonder if it is terrified. Do you think spiders are terrified by other animals? Who
Yes,
knows?
maybe.
With the predators, with this, by the, I don't know, the snakes. Okay. Yeah, we have more, but do you want to continue or with this? Because in the platform, we're not going to have all these details. We only will have some basic stuffs. But we can, let's do this one, this more. Yeah, we still have time. Okay, people often get thirsty when they exercise. Get, usually is very common to use in English, get, right? Get thirsty, get sad. I don't know, something like that. But get plus adjective. I'm getting thirsty. Or Fahad got angry at him. Get plus adjective. Okay. A change beginning to be. In this case, get plus past participle. I'm getting worried. It is very common to say also in speaking, right? My friend and his wife got divorced. A past participle, right? Um, like an adjective describes subject. It is describing the subject. Okay. For example, this one,
Gets asleep.
past participle, right?
Ah, okay.
Yeah, no, this is okay. In this case, he got sleepy. It's like this one. Which one is that? Like angry, right? Thirsty. This is get plus adjective. Yes. Get plus adjective. He got sleepy. How about this one? We're gonna keep frustrated, right?
He gets frustrated with his work.
Yes, he's getting frustrated with his work. It depends on the context also. This is a process, the action in progress. Yeah, but what about this one? Maybe you could you say it is getting or it got cold?
Is not it get
It got cold early this year. Okay, cold.
Professor, in this part, this year is not more for present.
Yeah, it got is in past, by the way. All this context is in past. Early this year.
So this year is more like a time expression for past.
Yes, especially when we say early this year, right?
Oh, okay.
Yes. Okay, so that's it. Well, now let's check it out in our platform. Uh, okay. I will share my screen and we're gonna work with that. Wow, all this. I thought that this passive voice could take us only like 45 minutes, but almost it took us almost all the class. But anyway, the important thing is we're practicing. Uh, let's work now together. What do you think is the correct option?
Bye.
Okay. Talia was hired by Newsline.
Was accused.
Was accused taking a bribe. Koima. What about the next number 3?
The audio expert uh, examined the file.
Yes, examine the file.
Examine.
The next one.
We're given Talia and Amy were given one more day to work on the story.
Okay.
Amy was spoken to Patty at the Drisma.
Was spoken? Yes, right? Or spoke?
It is,
What do you say, Lucia?
for me, it's a spoke.
Amy spoke to Patty. Okay. Yes, was spoken. What about number 6?
Okay, the kind of smoothie is made by a juice bar attendant with pineapple and coconut.
Coconut. This kind of smoothie is made by a juice bar attendant.
Oh, well, I don't know her. I think that it's made only.
This kind of smoothie is made with pineapple and coconut.
Yes, it's
Okay.
made only.
7.
According to the audio expert, the audio file was updated.
Yes. Someone.
Was tipped. Patty was tipped well for the information.
Okay. Yes. Tip. Honey, right? Very good. Perfect. In the platform, it is more easy, I think. Okay. Maybe we can practice with something else. This one, then we're gonna switch to the other side. Okay, we have some vocabulary over here also. Simple, but let's do it. For this one, guys. The health club. We have to drag a word from here. But the health club,
We
Was
need to write, I think.
it's not drag, it's to
was
build.
built, right? In past participle.
Built.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not to drag, right? We have to write. The following year, a juice bar
Was added.
only added.
Only added.
A juice bar added. No. It was added, right?
Was hired.
Hired. Then he was fired. No, hired, right? I'm sorry.
And many people join it.
Joined. Okay. Last. Go ahead.
Sorry, Professor. In that case, build, the participle of build is built, right? Maybe the spelling is.
I'm sorry. Thank you very much. Yes. Now it's
Yeah.
better, right? Thank you very much. The last one. New exercise machines.
Were both.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're both. Replace the old ones. The wall.
The walls were repeat.
Repainted. Repainted, right? Were repainted. Okay. Do you think it's okay, or we have to check out some details? What do you say? Isn't it? Very good. Perfect. Okay. So, yeah, I think you're gonna be able to do everything easily. Wow. I don't know if we have enough time to review to work with the next part. Let me check out this one, please. The bottom line. Okay. Let me share this. So let me open something that I was thinking. Active, passive, yeah. Count nouns and non-count nouns. Yeah, basically that was over here. We have also the other side of passive. Okay, let me share please something here. We still have 5 more minutes. I can use it wisely. Case is being reviewed. Who's that lady?
Ana Maria Polo.
Cuban lady, right? She's very proud of being Latino, but yes, it's good, of course. Okay, the case is being reviewed. That's what kind of voice is this one? Passive or active?
Passive.
Passive, right? Definitely. Okay, here we have examples of passive voice. Can you find out some passive sentences here?
The first one, on the night of January 12th, a star video on Main Street was burglarized.
Yes, Main Street was burglarized. What kind of voice is that?
Passive.
Passive voice, right? Oh, okay, anyway. Yes, and the police officer reported, right? Yeah, sorry, this it's out of its place, by the way. The police reported the following, right? It must be there. Okay. The glass door was broken. So all of these, some of the examples are in passive voice. Legal system in the US. Examples of passive voice. Can you help me out reading this one, please, Karen?
Okay. If a crime is committed, a suspect is usually arrested and taken to jail. A lawyer is called and the suspect is interviewed. If a trial is necessary, jurors,
Jurors, yes.
are selected. If the defendant is found guilty, he is sentenced by the judge to serve time in prison.
Sentenced by the judge.
Judge, okay.
Yes. Okay, over here we have passive voice also, right? It's committed, is arrested, taken. But the formula of this is, for example, this one, right? B. subject plus B or negative, it depends. Star video was burglarized. The videos were not stolen. A case is being reviewed by a judge. Okay. Sometimes, yes, now it's working as an object, right? Okay. Mm, active sentences focus on the agent or the person or thing doing the action, right? Passive sentence focus on the object, person or thing receiving the action, who receives the action. The police arrested the criminal. Subject is doing the action. And the active voice, the criminal. A criminal was arrested by the police. Okay. And the criminal subject is receiving the action. Only is changing, right? We did the same. So I think I don't know if you have any more questions about active and sentence, active or passive voices. I don't know if this is necessary to do because we worked extensively with the passive and active voices. Yeah, because with this, maybe I will confuse you, right? Or what do you say? Do you consider that we did enough with active and passive voice? I think we did enough for our platform, right? Yeah. So anyway, um, we still have to work with a lot of. By the way, our presentations are in the. Let me show you this one. Okay, my screen. We have all of these presentations are in Classroom, by the way. If you want to check out more uh, about active and passive voice, we already worked with this one, and we still have. Then we have count and non-count nouns. Okay, well, so I think it's time, right? So I don't know if you have any questions, guys. Do you have any questions about the class, about something, about grammar, about the activities? By the way, I have to activate the homeworks, right, for this week. I'm gonna do it right away after this class.
Professor, I have two questions. The first one is on Wednesday, we are going to have classes because it's Cochabamba anniversaries and it's from Cochabamba, the program. I don't know. The last professor told us that when it's on Cochabamba.
Probably I'm from La Paz. Anyway, I'm gonna check out the. Let me see the schedule. If in the schedule, sorry, in the schedule we have as holiday. Of course, we're
Okay.
not gonna have classes. Just give me 1 minute. No, a couple of seconds. I have here. Let me see. Modular September. And Wednesday is 13,
14.
14, 14. Cochabamba's anniversaries. And then comes Santa Cruz anniversary, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we already celebrated. Yes. It's we don't have classes. We don't have class on Wednesday.
Okay. And I have another question. Maybe
Yes.
it's more like a propose. I don't know
Sure.
if the girls like classmates are according that. I don't know if it could be a good idea to practice more writing, like paragraphs, or to see how we are working, or if we have some mistakes or something like that. Could be nice to have your feedback.
Sure. Yeah, It can be good. It can be good. Because, by the way, in A13, you're gonna have everything about writing. That's specifically about essay writings, all the
Okay.
module. But yeah, it's good. It's good. I'm gonna include some writing activities.
Yeah, it will be nice, please.
Sure.
Yes, teacher, I'm agree
Okay.
with Lucia.
Because in speaking, I think you're doing good. But maybe you, as you said, you need to work on writing also, right?
Yeah. Also, I have another suggestion. I don't know if the girls are agree with that. Could be for the speaking sessions. Maybe we can choose like more academic topics or something that could be like more a challenge for our vocabulary to improve that, to use new words. I don't know if you are agree, girls, to like to have new tools for sometimes in some specific things or topics we need another kind of vocabulary. Could be it
Yes,
would be very useful.
we
Yes,
can use
yes.
the BBC podcast or BBC. I think that articles of BBC or Harvard. I don't know, or
Maybe from
social media.
TOEFL, from
Yeah,
Yeah.
TOEFL
Yes,
also
readings.
it would
maybe
be nice to improve
Okay,
for that.
sure.
for the vocabulary
For
specifically.
reading and vocabulary, I think, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
use
yes,
more
for the
hard.
listen
Yes.
to.
With
Yeah.
maybe I remember I used to work with some materials, especially with, let's say, with readings, then with activities of the reading, the same reading. Let's to choose if it's A, B, C, or something, multiple choice options. I don't know if you agree with that.
With everything, Professor.
Yes.
It's our challenge. We have to work hard because it's for us. It's for us.
Sure. Yeah, it's good. It's good because yeah, I totally agree with that. No worries. I will include that. Yeah, it's because yeah, you have a good level of speaking, and maybe you need to reinforce. I don't know. I can include maybe also some things regarding to phrasal verbs, right? Okay,
Yeah,
I'll do it definitely.
thank you so much.
Okay, something else to say maybe?
No,
No.
Okay. So then we're gonna see each other tomorrow, and definitely I'm gonna prepare something more challenging, as you said.
Okay, teacher, thank you.
Okay,
you,
thanks for being
Professor.
in the class.
Bye,
Good
girls.
night.
Have a nice
Bye,
night.
Lucia. Bye,
Bye.
Thank
Miguel.
See you
you.
Bye.
Bye.
tomorrow.
Night.
Bye bye.